In this lesson, we're going to be taking a look at the common logarithm. This would be worth making note of. The big thing to note here is that, like most things in math, we can usually omit the number at some point, and it has an assumed value. If we omit the base of a logarithm, notice it's assumed to be 10. So when I write log x like this, what I'm really saying is log base 10 of x. And so you need to know that base 10 logarithm is generally called the common logarithm. And this is the button that calculators generally have the handiest when it comes to actually finding logarithms. And so that's the calculations that we're going to be doing today. We're just going to practice it with these 5 calculations, and then that's going to be it. And a lot of this is just learning how to use our calculators and how to get the right things out of them, because different calculators work in different ways. So for this first one, we're going to be doing log of 100. And in order to do this in the calculator at least, although you might remember how to do it without even using your calculator in this particular case, if we're going to do this in our calculator, we're literally just going to find the log of 100. But on some calculators, that means you're going to press the log button and then type in 100 and then press enter. Other calculators, you're going to type in 100 and then just press the log button. You'll know it's right if you get an answer of 2. So make sure that you can use your calculator and understand the way that your particular calculator works there in order to be able to get that as the correct answer. Now, I mentioned that you might have been able to figure that out without your calculator. Well, because remember, log of 100 means log base 10 of 100. And we saw that in order to figure out what that value is, basically what we're saying is 10 to the power of what equals 100. And 10 squared is 100, hence the power of 2. And that's why we get 2 as our answer there. Also good to remember where these numbers come from. All right, so then let's take a look at the next one, log of 200. You might be at first tempted to think that log of 200 will be twice as much as log of 100, but it's not. Put that in your calculator first so you can see that you're able to get the right value out of it, and then check it against the answer I put up here. You should be getting an answer of about 2.3. So notice that because logarithms are working as exponents, just doubling the value inside doesn't double our answer. All right, next up, do log of 3. And actually do the rest of them even as well. And then we'll take a look at each of them in turn. All right, so log of 3, you should there get a decimal of about 0.48. Then you do log of negative 100. And all of a sudden your calculator seems unhappy with you, because we actually cannot find the logarithm of a negative number like this. It does not exist, which I'll often abbreviate as DNE for does not exist. And so you cannot find the log of a negative number. That's a good thing to remember. All right, and then finally, if we do log of 0.01, yes, you can do that one. It actually gives you a negative answer. It gives you a negative 2 as your answer. And so notice that while we cannot have a negative inside of our logarithm, you can get a negative as your answer.